Thanks. Those of you who don't know me, I'm Harry McKee. I'm the father of this little girl. Apparently now I'm the father-in-law of this gentleman, Colin Grinson. I want to thank everybody on behalf of myself, my wife, Kathy Jo, Michelle and Rob Grinsich, who traveled near and far to come and join us this evening in celebrating this wonderful, blessed event, the marriage of Megan and Colin together. We hope everybody has a wonderful evening, has a lot of laughs, and enjoys themselves dancing, a couple of cocktails, and just a great fun time. So thank you again for joining us. Now everybody knows, as father of the bride, it is traditional for me to give the first speech, to give the first toast to the bride and groom, and I love it. Okay? I have a microphone, I have a captive audience. You can't go anywhere. I can shut the bar down and you're stuck. And over the last 6 to 9 months, I've been given a lot of advice on what I can say, what I can't say, watching my tone, watching my dark sense of humor, various colorful words that are a frequent part of my vocabulary, etc. So I'm going to do the best that I can. Now, but frankly, it's been almost 35 years since I've been allowed to say anything. It's been almost 35 years since I've been allowed to say anything without being disagreed with, laughed at, ignored. So I'm making the most of this opportunity. You know, bottom line is, it's my speech, and I'll say what the hell I want. As father of the bride, walking Megan down the aisle today certainly filled me with a tremendous amount of pride. She looked absolutely stunning. Absolutely gorgeous. The point being, it's obvious she got her good looks from me. Page 2. So here's where I get to brag about Megan. Megan has always kept her own schedule. Megan has done things her own way her entire life. And this all started before she was born, when she was a couple of weeks late, ignoring her due date. And even when Kathy Jo had to be induced at Little Company of Mary, she decided to wait another 17 hours before she joined us. But once she did, she hit the ground running, and she hasn't stopped since. Her friends know she's the organizer, and whether it's with her siblings as kids, or on a school project in high school with econ, or cheerleading, or whatever, she's the boss. She's multi-talented. She has a love for show choir, she has a love for cheerleading, but she also has selective hearing. For example, when she ignored me by transferring from Fenwick to Wheaton South, or by transferring from Villanova to Notre Dame. But I have to say, she has a level of commitment that's unparalleled. She's committed to serving others, both as an educator and through other desires. This all started when she was a volunteer with Rising Stars Show Choir in Wheaton, carried on to being a volunteer coach at St. Joseph High School in South Bend, even when she spent a year as a counselor at St. Michael's Indian School in Window Rock, Arizona, with the Navajo Nation. All of this makes me proud as a father and think that I did something right for once in my life. So about a year ago, my phone rang. It was from an unknown number. I didn't know whether to answer it or not, because it's not in my contact list. What would Andy Dice Clay do? I answered. It's Colin. Colin says, "Hey, let's go grab a beer over at Arrowhead Country Club." I'm like, oh. I've been a lawyer far too long. I smelled a rat. Okay, what does this guy want? Okay, why is he calling me? Is he looking for a job? Is Is he looking for advice? Is he looking for, God forbid, money? So, all right, fine. It's a beer. It's not gonna hurt me. I like beer. So I meet him at Arrowhead Country Club, and as it turns out, he says, Mr. McKee, seriously, I'd like your permission to marry your daughter. Well, I don't have. Because everybody knows I don't have the authority to grant that permission. But being the sucker that I am to a good salesman, I said yes. I was just, I mean, he's a good sales guy. And if you need a good Dell system, he's the guy on the call. He's working for Dell now, make him money, keep my daughter happy. In seriousness, there's two things that a parent tries to give a child, and those are roots and wings. Today, Megan earned her wings. She married Colin, and now she's going to leave the nest to start a new life on her own. She'll always have roots in our hearts, in our home, with our family, but she's also keeping roots with all the crap in the garage, and in the basement, 2 bedrooms, and every other place that I can't put my stuff.
So true.
But with Colin, I think this is a great match made in heaven. They're a perfect couple. Colin has a lot of opinions on a lot of issues. Megan doesn't care. So I'm preparing for this week, I swear to God, for the last 9 months, 6 months, 3:30 in the morning, I got old man disease, okay? You old guys know what this means. I get up at 3:30 when I go to the bathroom, the mind kicks in. What am I gonna say at this wedding? How am I gonna do this? So what do? I go to the best legal research tool in the world, Google. Okay? And I Google, what do I do for a father of the bride speech? And apparently, according to Google, I'm supposed to give some advice to these guys about how to be married and how to live your life. And about the best I could get, other than Google telling me you have to give them advice, is that once you get married, you stop painting the town. And then you start painting walls and hanging curtains and stuff like that. Now, mind you, it might take you a couple of years to hang curtains, but that's what happens, right, Colin? Now, here's where wisdom comes into play. I've been married almost 35 years. And after almost 35 years of marriage, I've learned a couple things, both on my own and by those before me. Number one, it is safer at work, Colin. I learned this from my dad. It didn't matter what hell was happening at home. If he was at the office, he was safe. I learned other things from my dad too, but I promise not to use those words tonight. Okay, my siblings know what I mean. Just don't hit your thumb with a hammer. You'll hear things for a half hour that you've never heard. The other thing that I've learned is being wary of 3 words that are used: all, only, and just. These 3 words will be used and repeated on a daily basis. A few examples are: all you need to do is a certain task, or it will only take a few minutes, or it just costs a couple of bucks. Be scared. But that said, I'm not aware of any husband who's been shot or in trouble for throwing laundry in the washer, going to the grocery store to buy groceries, hell, even cutting the grass. Okay, the problem arises when the laundry is washed on the wrong setting. You buy steak instead of salmon, and you miss the corner of the lawn when you cut the grass. Because these things will be noticed and brought to your attention. But after all this, we should remember, marriage is the meeting of 2 minds, 2 hearts, 2 souls. We have that here at the head table with Megan and Colin. Look at those. We also take that. That's beautiful. All right? So, it's time to raise your glasses. And here's our toast. May Megan and Colin be blessed with happiness that grows, a love that lasts, in happiness and peace forever. I wish that their hopes and dreams are achieved and they have love and joy always. I finally hope, however, that they waited a couple of years before I become a grandfather, because I'm too damn young. So here's to Megan and Colin.
Here.